What's up guys, and welcome once again to another video. My name is Soy Ricardo and we have an excellent video this week. Now this is mistakes to avoid when buying an ND filter. Now, as a creator that has made a lot of mistakes at the beginning of my YouTube channel, ND filters was one of the mistakes that were easily would have been avoided if a little bit of more research had been done. Now on this video, I'm gonna go over some simple and basic tips for you to avoid making these kinds of mistakes. Now in my particular case, it only sent me back about $150, $160, but that money could have been used to buy other things for the studio. Okay, so a little bit of a backstory before we get into it. At the very beginning of my channel, I didn't really know exactly what an ND filter was. I just kind of had like a basic idea. I knew that it was kind of like sunglasses for your camera, for your lens, right? And that is about the extent of knowledge that I had about ND filters. I didn't know anything about intensity, about 6 to 9 stops, 2 to 5 stops. I didn't know anything about that. So the very first mistake that I made was very early on when I bought an ND filter for one of my lenses. And when I received it, I come to find out that it's a 10-stop ND filter and it's not a variable ND. Basically, a variable ND is where you can switch the intensity of how dark or light the lens gets, depending obviously on your light situation outside. I just went into Amazon ND filter. I didn't even read or anything, which is also my mistake. It turns out it was not. It was a 10-stop filter, which I was only able to use for one video. So I have never ever used it again. So this is the first filter that I bought for my camera. And as you can see, it's dark. Like it's super dark. Like if I will put it against the lens, you can't see anything. That's how dark this is. This is a 10-stop variable ND. And yeah, first mistake right there. Okay, so then, fast forward 8 or 9 months later, when I was looking into buying my second ND filter. This first one sent me back about $50. That's how much this first ND filter was. So that's how much money it sent me back. Now I know that it needs to be a variable ND, and obviously the thread size, since it was going to be a different thread size. So the thread size is basically how big it is round, so it can fit on your lens. Now that I knew that, I went into Amazon and I started looking for variable ND filters. I didn't know anything about the actual numbers that came with it. The second mistake that I made was I got a 6 to 9 stop. Now that is also a little bit too dark. Especially for someone who doesn't really shoot video nor photos in bright daylight in the middle of the day. So that was my second mistake. ND filters that I went with are these ones by Freewell. Now this video is not sponsored by Freewell. I just happen to think that these ND filters are really good and they're budget friendly. You guys know I am a creator on a budget, and these are the best quality ND filters that you can get at a budget friendly price. Now, if you have the money to buy the Peter McKinnon ones, I would go ahead and do that. Those are the top quality glass, top quality materials. So those are really, really good ND filters, but at $250 US, they're a little bit out of my price range. See, this is the ND filter. As you can see, I am overexposed. I am at f4, 1/50th of a second. We're gonna go ahead and twist this bad boy all the way to 5 stops. All right, guys, so this is the 6 to 9 stop, and this is just with the same settings as the previous shot, 1/50th of a second at f4. ISO, it's going to be 320, and this is the 6 to 9 stop ND filter, and we can even make it even darker if we need to. This is at 7 stops. It's probably getting a little dark there, and if we want to go ahead and take it all the way, this is at 9 stops. Okay, so let's just briefly talk about these ND filters and the quality, because these things are amazing. They are made out of metal. The rotation is pretty nice. It's not super soft. It's kind of hard for you to move them, which I kind of like. So it's good that they have a little bit of a nudge when you need to move them. Very good quality. They're kind of heavy too, so it does gonna add a little bit of weight to your camera. But overall, I think these things are great. After a while of contemplating whether I should buy the 2 to 5, I went ahead and I pulled the trigger on it, because it's something that I will be needing when I start blogging more. Summer is coming, so I'm probably gonna be out a lot more. All of this virus thing is almost over. A lot of more people here in Texas are starting to go out, and with that, you're gonna want to be out there making blogs and stuff like that. So I just want to be ready for that. Great quality materials and great quality glass. There is very little cross polarization, I believe that's what it's called. Now, one thing that I did notice from the older one that I bought from the newer one is that they did update the case itself. So you get it in a little case that looks like this, and as you can see on this one, this is the new one, this is the 2 to 5. So you are able to close this lid with this cap on, and that is an awesome upgrade from the previous one, because on this last one you are not able to close them. It does not close. It doesn't close. First of all, this magnetic cap, so this is the cap and this is the filter, and you can just boom, and it snaps in magnetically to your lens, so you don't need to be having like your own little lens cap. These magnetic caps are awesome. So one of the things is that I was afraid that I was going to lose them, because I want to put it back in the case, but then this thing's got to live separately somewhere else. That was kind of like the issue with this older one. But on this newer model, now you can fit it in there with the cap and everything on it. These are just kind of 3 basic tips so you don't make the same mistakes that I've made. The very first tip is, know when are you going to be using your lens or ND filter the most. If you're going to be one of the people that is out there in the middle of the day, you might want to think about getting the 6 to 9 stop. But if you're just like a regular person who occasionally does some stuff outside but most of it inside, you may want to think about getting the 2 to 5 stop. Tip number 2, remember that you probably want to get a variable ND, one that you can change the intensity so you can use it in different kind of lighting scenarios. Tip number 3, and this is an important one, just do your research. Don't be an idiot like me. Don't be an idiot like me who just jumped into Amazon and started ordering stuff without actually doing that much of research. Make sure you do some research on some other brands. From experience and from other videos that I've seen, the Freewells are a pretty awesome brand, very good quality, and very budget friendly. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. That really helps out a lot. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Make sure you hit and smash the notification bell so you guys can get notified for future videos. And 97.9% to be exact, of people that watch my videos are not subscribed. So go ahead and destroy the subscribe button. Make sure while you're down there you hit the notification bell, and once you're coming back up, you might as well hit that thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps out the channel to let the YouTube algorithm know that this was a great video, and maybe other people would want to watch it as well. So with that said, you guys be safe out there. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.